Hey guys, Ali Juzette here, and oh my gosh, here we are, day 9 of the Eclipse portal. This is, again, a little 2-week window where everybody in the whole world has their energy field shaken up, and we all have a massive opportunity to shift whatever's going on inside of our own hearts, spirits, and therefore our bodies, because they're all connected. We have a lot of stuff that we get to accomplish in the next week. We're about halfway done with this portal, and I think you're rocking it, so good job. We're working on boundary energies this week and using the power of this eclipse portal to help propel us forward. During this 2 weeks, we have the opportunity for about 18 months worth of spiritual and physical growth, or wow, physical growth, you know what I mean, emotional growth that can affect our physical bodies. And we're going to see for ourselves how we are stretched and grown over the next few days, especially in the area of boundaries and the relationship between boundaries and security. Today, we are talking about emotional boundaries. Who is responsible for your emotions? Are you responsible for the emotions of others? Where do your emotions start and where do other people's emotions end? And so I'm going to say something very controversial now, but I don't really believe in empaths. And when people say they are empaths, I do not believe them. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm like, okay. I am not an empath, even though I feel like I am very able to tune into other people's emotions. Obviously, that's like the premise of all of my work. But in my opinion, when we experience what would be being an empath, it's really just having terrible emotional boundaries. What it actually is not having the boundaries in place to protect your energy field from other people's emotions. When your own body and spirit's energy field has broken down to the point that you take on other people's emotions around you, like that's a problem. Like that's like it's the energetic equivalent of an illness. Like that is not a gift, in my opinion. Like in my opinion, it's a problem and it's fixable. You can still be very attuned and aware of other people's emotions without taking them on. We don't have to fear going to Walmart. Oh, hold on, guys. So we're going to work on this for the next little while, the next few days, I think. But for now, we're going to start tapping. So go ahead and tap, tap, tap on your forehead or your collarbone, and you're going to say with me, I am now opening my heart and mind to new divine information on emotional boundaries. It can be safe for me to sense other people's feelings without absorbing them and taking them on myself. I am choosing to shift the function of my body and energy field so that I am no longer an quote unquote empath. Instead, I am choosing to be a person with strong emotional boundaries. I honor the right of every human to experience their own emotions without my intervention. It is unkind of me to absorb other people's emotions. Breathe it in. Okay, so I have to tell you this quick story about this because so what happened was, of course, like 10 years ago, I woke up one day with the ability to literally see emotions like with my physical eyes, which was crazy. And I started realizing I could change them just by doing these different things, which is like how I run all of my sessions at alijuzetclasses.com. I tune into your emotions and delete them the way that I learned at that time. But I had a good friend who was really struggling with depression, anxiety, just a lot of problems. And I could see those emotions and they were affecting me. I hung out with this person daily and at that time. And like if they're in a bad mood, like guess what, everyone's in a bad mood. And so I thought, oh, like now I know how to handle this. I can just reroute all of those emotions to myself, and then since I know what I'm doing, I can just process those emotions for them. And so I did, and I intentionally created an energy situation where I was absorbing that person's negative energy, basically all their negative emotions. That person was a lot happier. And then I was kind of happier because that person was a lot nicer to be around. And I felt like I was doing them this great service. But I will tell you that lasted for a couple of days before I had this spiritual experience where I felt like God kind of sat me down and he's like, Ali, you got to stop. Like, you're ruining everything. I was like, what? I'm doing this great service. I'm helping this person get their life together because they're so depressed they can barely function. And now that I've taken on their emotions from them, now they can function better. And what I feel like God told me was, no, what you are doing is removing the only incentive that this person has to change. All emotions are messages. They're telling us something is dreadfully wrong. Like when you have depression, it's your body saying there is something dreadfully wrong. And that could be that you're not getting enough nutrients to support the proper brain chemistry. It could be, heavy metal toxicity, or it could be living in a terrible situation, having terrible primary relationships, not having good boundaries, like all of these kinds of things. But when we take away other people's negative emotions, you're taking away the messenger. You're taking away the person that's saying, hey, dude, you got to get it together. You got to change something. And basically the message that I got at that time was God just saying, Allie, when you take on somebody else's emotions like that, it is a disservice. You are actually ruining things because they need to feel bad, because feeling bad is the only way that most people change. Most people don't change unless things get bad enough. And when we take on other people's negative emotions, that's what we're doing. We are kind of cushioning them from seeing how bad things really are, and then they don't change. And I bring this up because for me, this was a really conscious decision, but for most quote unquote empaths, it's completely unconscious and they can't control it. Like they don't know how to control it. And just kind of wherever they go, their systems become a sponge for other people's negative emotions. And I'm just here to say, I don't think that that's good for anyone. I don't think that that is a service. I've heard people say that like it's a good thing. I really disagree, to be honest. I mean, I know that's a really unpopular decision or a really unpopular statement, but when we absorb the emotions of other people, I just personally think that first off, it stresses out our own bodies, and second off, it does the other person a disservice of no longer having that emotional propulsion to change. So we can think that we're doing this great service by taking on other people's emotions, but really we're not. Really, the greatest gift that we can give to other people is to fully inhabit our own emotions, to not be leaking our emotions on other people and allowing other people to absorb our emotions. And we also do not absorb other people's emotions. When we are fully in our own body, fully embodied, fully feeling our own feelings and living from our own space, not bleeding out on other people emotionally and not taking on other people's gunk emotionally, like that is when we are able to be at our ultimate healthiest, which means we're able to help the most other people. And when we're in that space, we are allowing everybody else to go through, yes, the hard times and even the emotional suffering that is necessary for them to change the things that need to change so that they can be healthy and happy. That it's hard, but yeah, I really believe strongly in emotional boundaries. And when we have those strong emotional boundaries, everyone around us benefits. So okay, remember that if you've missed previous days, go back here right on YouTube and go find them. I haven't been sending out emails every day because I've been at conferences and stuff like that. But hopefully I'll get back to that soon. But anyways, when you find this, if you've missed previous days, just go back, just subscribe on YouTube if you're not subscribed, hit the notification bell so you get a little ding on your phone when these videos come out. And yeah, thank you for being here. Remember to come hang out on Facebook at Intuitive Healing with Ali Duzette, and also all my 5,000 best friends who all care about the same stuff. I'm so excited for you to come and meet everybody. They're so fun. So thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.